bringing you the very latest from across the nation and around the world. This is your Prime Time News Bulletin. A very good evening. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Gatrung Ratna.
Now we at News First go to all lengths to bring you the news, risking both life and limb in the process. Isn't that right, Gatrung?
That's right, Shane. Let's now take a look at some visuals of how one of our reporters, Manjula Prabhat's vehicle, was attacked by a wild elephant while Manjula was reporting for News First. We'll have the details of that story later on in the bulletin, but for now, let's take a look at tonight's headlines.
Pothuwil town heats up due to protests. Tear gas used to bring the situation under control. Anuma Fonseca denies reports that she is keen to contest the post of Mayor of Colombo. Attempt made to enter the Guinness World Records to mark World Youth Day today. An order issued by court preventing the awarding of the Inter-Club Rugby Championship for 2011.
Now for those stories in detail, Chinese President Hu Jintao hosted a special banquet for President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is on an official visit to China today. The banquet was held in the town of Fenshen.
Today is the fourth day of President Mahinda Rajapaksa's official visit to China. The Chinese president, his Sri Lankan counterpart and officials from the two countries were present at the banquet. The president's media unit stated that cordial discussions were held between the two leaders. Meanwhile, President Mahinda Rajapaksa met the Chinese Prime Minister Wen Jiabao yesterday. Director General of the President's Media Unit, Bandula Jayasekara, stated that extensive discussions on bilateral relations between the two countries were held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Beijing. The Chinese Prime Minister had stated that China will extend its full support in all necessary situations to Sri Lanka at international level. The President apprised the Chinese Prime Minister about the progress of the massive development projects implemented in Sri Lanka.
On to a story that made the headlines tonight. Now, Anuma Fonseca says that there are false reports being put out by sections of the media stating that she is interested in contesting for the post of Mayor of Colombo, and that a message regarding this has been sent to party leaders.
Issuing a media release, Anuma Fonseca stressed that she has not held any official or unofficial discussion regarding this with anyone. Anuma Fonseca also stated that her main aim is to secure the release of the war hero who freed the people from the prison known as terrorism and who won the love of the nation, her husband Sarat Fonseca. The release issued by her requests those who are attempting to gain political advantage by publishing such false stories in the media to join the battle to release her husband without using her husband to achieve petty political objectives.
The elephant census was conducted for the second day today. Incidentally, the News First team that joined the wildlife officers on the elephant census conducted in the Mineri National Park had to face an unexpected situation.
In the meantime, a police curfew has been imposed on the Pothuwil town area until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. The curfew has been imposed in the wake of a death that was reported amidst mounting tension in the area. Police spokesman Prashanta Jayakodi said it was not known as to how the person had died. Tensions ran high in the Pothuwil town this afternoon. The tense situation arose following a demonstration that took place demanding the release of 4 suspects who were in police custody. These are the scenes from Pothuwil where police had to fire tear gas to disperse the volatile crowd. The situation arose after 4 suspects were taken into custody for assaulting 2 persons and damaging a vehicle. The police had arrived in the area last night after receiving a tip-off regarding an incident where 2 suspicious persons had harassed a woman in the Urani area in Pothuwil. The police who arrived at the scene were assaulted by a group while 4 persons were taken into custody in connection with the incident. The police stated that the suspects were hospitalized and were thereafter released today. The 2 police officers who were assaulted were admitted to the Pothuwil hospital and later transferred to the Munaragala hospital. The police noted that the woman who was allegedly harassed was also admitted to the Kantale hospital. The police special task force was deployed to contain the tense situation. Meanwhile, a group of area residents had attacked the Kantale police station last evening. The police stated that this attack was carried out by the residents who were angered that the police had failed to arrest a suspicious individual. The group had remained opposite the police station until 1 a.m. today, while 2 police officers who were injured in the attack were admitted to hospital. Furthermore, a wildlife officer and his assistant who were conducting an elephant census were forcibly held by area residents in the Eragama area in Ampara. While other wildlife officers had rushed to get the 2 officers released, their efforts were futile. Our correspondent says that the 2 officers were released after the Ampara district secretary along with the army and police had arrived at the location and held discussions. The wildlife officer and his assistant are currently receiving treatment at the Damana General Hospital.
The students who arrived at the Homagama Central College to sit for the advanced level examination were severely inconvenienced yesterday. 2 national newspapers reported that celebrations that had been organized to coincide with the swearing-in of newly elected members to the Homagam Pradesh Sabha had resulted in the students being disturbed. When we inquired from the Homagam police whether the proper procedures were adhered to when installing loudspeakers near the Homagam Central College, the police refused to comment.
This is the manner in which a national newspaper stated that the students who sat for the AL examination had been inconvenienced due to a celebration which was organized to coincide with the new members of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha taking oaths. The news report noted that Minister of Education Bandula Gunawardana was also present at the occasion. The report adds that loudspeakers had been used during the celebration and this had affected the examination activities of about 300 students who faced the accounting and art examinations. Although the students had informed the invigilators who were present about the disturbance, they had not done anything about it. The school and the Pradesh Sabha building which hosted the celebration are in close proximity to each other. When we visited the area today, we were able to witness the remnants from the celebration which was held yesterday. We attempted to inquire about the incident from the students, but we learned that the students who sat the examination yesterday had not arrived today. Meanwhile, a media release in this regard has been issued by the Commissioner General of Examinations, Anure Edirisinghe. The release notes that the Examinations Commissioner and a team of officials had visited the site to carry out investigations. The release adds that according to the instructions issued by the OIC of the Homagama Police, loudspeakers had not been used as it would disturb the students sitting the examination and instead speakers had been used. The release goes on to explain that as the Minister of Education, former Minister of Education and other members of the ruling party were present at the celebration, they had not acted in a manner which inconvenienced the students. However, the 4th paragraph in the release clearly states that a group of students had handed over a written complaint to the invigilators stating that they had been disturbed due to the loud noise.